baby. Come on, let's go. Ain't no way they can stop me now, daddy, cause I'm on my way. I can feel my ring coming. It's the blood of a champion, moving deep inside my veins. Too much pride to be running. I'ma get what I can and more, even if my blood, my sweat, and my tears don't mean nothing. It's the heart of a champion.
The shot, Charlotte Smith.
Although women's athletics have been around for a century, only in the past 40 years have women gained institutional opportunity and respect in sports. This history is specifically evident at UNC Chapel Hill, where women's sports have visibly excelled. Despite such success, women's sports at UNC are not adequately commemorated. If they are not prominently celebrated at a university with highly successful women's athletics programs, it is reasonable to assume that this is not an isolated phenomenon and is likely prevalent across the country. But first, let's take a look at where it all began. Amid wide-ranging societal transformations following the Civil War, male college students in North Carolina jumped into a new arena of organized athletics around the 1890s. At this time, a new vision of manly prowess was prominent across the nation, and women were still constrained by concepts of their proper social place in the domestic sphere. Furthermore, when women began playing college sports as a pastime in the 1900s, there was immediate concern about them taking over male roles in society. From this time until mid-20th century, women participated in sports recreationally, with institutions placing emphasis on cooperation rather than competition. As a result, the rise of competitive women's collegiate sports did not take off until the implementation of Title IX in 1972. Title IX came about as a sub-point with the Education Amendments Act of 1972. It states, "No person in the United States shall on the basis of sex be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." This act was a broad, multifaceted law with the purpose of fighting discrimination within education. Though Title IX had its original intentions in pushing for equality for women in admissions and educational opportunities at publicly funded schools, its broad nature led to interpretations furthering women's opportunities in sports. As this interpretation grew in strength and popularity, a three-pronged test was issued under the law to enforce equal accommodation as a requirement. Schools must meet one of three options to be in compliance with Title IX. They must have either an equal proportion of male and female athletes to the population distribution of male and female students attending school, expanding their athletic program to keep up with women's sports interests, or add new women's sports if there is enough abilities to sustain them. The grand effects of Title IX are seen not only in significant increase in number of women participating in sports, but also in a change of national attitude towards these athletes. For instance, following the emergence of Title IX, Marilee Dean Baker, the Princeton athletic director between 1970 and 1982, claimed, "I was called a tomboy. My daughters are called athletes." Although the positive impacts of Title IX are undeniable, there is still much room for improvement. Spending allotted for women's sports programs is still only a fraction of men's, and the law does not mandate rules for opportunities in contact sports. Lastly, women make up the majority of the students at Division I schools, but only receive about 35% of athletic scholarship money. The effects of Title IX are visible at schools across the country. Like many other universities, UNC saw the emergence of its women's varsity sports programs following the creation of the law.
Baseball team.
Probably football, which obviously is men's.
The men's basketball team.
Basketball.
Definitely the basketball team.
I would go with basketball, probably like everybody else.
The men's basketball team.
Founded in 1789, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is the oldest public university in the country. UNC has earned itself a reputation as one of the best universities in the world, and consistently ranks among the top research universities. The campus is situated in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where 18,500 undergraduate students take courses in more than 70 fields of study. In addition to its legacy of academic prestige, the University of North Carolina has a long record of athletic excellence. The UNC Tar Heels compete as a member of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, Division I level, mostly in the Atlantic Coast Conference. The university has won 40 NCAA national championships in 6 different sports, 22 in women's soccer, 2 in men's soccer, 6 in women's field hockey, 4 in men's lacrosse, 5 in men's basketball, 1 in women's basketball. Many former UNC athletes have gone on to compete at both professional and Olympic levels. Over time, UNC sports have gained national attention and broad fan base, making the UNC Tar Heels a household name. The UNC men's basketball team has won 17 Atlantic Coast Conference tournament titles and 5 NCAA national championships. The basketball program is renowned for its famous alumni players and coaches alike, and is celebrated across UNC's campus. The Carolina Basketball Museum, located in the Ernie Williamson Athletic Center, is home to over 500 authentic artifacts celebrating the team's legacy. The Dean E. Smith Center, where the team's home games are played, is named for former Tar Heel coach Dean Smith, whose prolific career earned him fame across the state. Inside the Dean Dome, 8 retired and 49 honored jerseys of former UNC players are hung proudly from the rafters. The jerseys of Michael Jordan, Phil Ford, Tyler Hansbrough, and James Worthy all have earned a spot on display. Outside of Keenan Memorial Stadium, home of Tar Heel football, sits the Choo Choo Justice statue. The monument was built in honor of one of UNC's most successful football players, Charlie Justice. An MVP of the 1950 All-Star Game, Justice held the team's total offensive record until 1994. Justice was drafted by the Washington Redskins in 1950, but his professional career was cut short by injuries.
It all makes one hell of a reminder, and it keeps me crying, Carolina.
Football.
Basketball.
I have no idea.
The basketball.
Think that it's women's soccer because they win every time.
Basketball? Men's basketball?
We have 22.
While UNC celebrates athletics throughout campus, commemoration is not always a representation of athletic success. Though less recognized on the Carolina campus, the women's athletic program has accomplished a lot in short history. Female athletics arrived at UNC in the early 1930s with intramural basketball. It was not until 1970 that club sports arrived on campus, as UNC became a charter member of the Association for Intercollegiate Athletics for Women. However, with the passage of Title IX in 1972, women received their first athletic scholarships, and basketball became the first female varsity sport. Today, there are 28 varsity teams at UNC, 13 men's and 15 women's teams. Under the direction of Anson Dorrance, women's soccer became a varsity sport in 1979. Though women's basketball was first, the women's soccer program has created a legacy that continues today. By 1981, the Lady Tar Heels won the first women's soccer national championship. Since then, the Carolina team has won 22 of the 32 NCAA tournaments. In comparison, men's basketball has 5 national championships. As the women's soccer legacy is still apparent with their most recent national championship in 2012, many of the former UNC players have also found success after their college careers. 50 players have served on the U.S. national team. 17 have played at the Olympic level, and 25 have appeared in the World Cup. In fact, in 1991, the U.S. women's national team won the World Cup. This was the first time any USA team, men's or women's, appeared in the World Cup championship. 50% of that World Cup team played for UNC. Today, that World Cup trophy is displayed in the National Soccer Hall of Fame, as the win was hugely instrumental raising the sport's popularity in the U.S. Still, of the over 150 players recognized in the National Soccer Hall of Fame, only 9 of them are female. 5 of the 9 female Hall of Famers are alumni of the UNC soccer program. These players include Mia Hamm, April Heinrich, Carla Overbeck, Shannon Higgins, and Christine Lilly, who was inducted just this year. While Carolina's women's soccer players are recognized nationally, there are also 14 retired women's jersey numbers on the Carolina campus.
I think we have like Mia Hamm's in our locker room or something, but I don't know about any others. We have a billboard of all the national championships we've won, but I think that's it. I don't know.
Beyond the retired jerseys, the university has recognized the team's success with a display board of their national championships on Fetzer Field, and previously won trophies on display in Carmichael. Despite the women's soccer program's clear success, the lack of commemoration for the team on campus demonstrates inattention by the university in comparison to men's athletics.
It all makes one hell of a reminder.
Yeah, women's basketball, women's soccer, women's cross. I have not.
I think I went to like a girls volleyball game for late night with Roy. I was forced to.
No.
No, I haven't.
Carolina.
Sports play an integral role in the culture at UNC and are commemorated in various ways across campus. The success of men's sports are visibly honored in the form of statues, dedicated buildings, museums, and jerseys on display. Despite being the most decorated team in UNC's history, the women's soccer team received significantly less recognition. This disparity in acknowledgement shows that there are many contributing factors to commemoration beyond success.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine? You hit me from behind. Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk her away and watch it shining. Watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine? So hit me from behind. Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway call. Geese in flight and dogs at bite. The signs that might be omens say I'm going, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine?